All right, welcome on in. We got Deathclonic, we got VA-Trax. We're going. We're doing Pokemon Red, the Japanese version, 1995. We're back in this. We're back on stream. I got my Pokemon, They See Me Strolling, They Hatin' shirt. Every time my dad sees me wear this shirt, he gets a little bit more disappointed in me. All right, so let me just load up this game. We're continuing on last time. We were going up against Brock, and we were getting our ass handed to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of training, a little bit of grinding, and then hopefully we can beat him this time and make our way through Mount Moon. We'll see where we end up. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to Misty. Maybe we won't. All I know is I need some more trainers to fight because it's not fun just fighting these wild Pokemon. I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit too. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, let me lower it a little bit over here because the TV on my end's a little loud. All right, we got a nice Liquid Death. We're ready to go, ready to do this. Let's check our team. All right, so we're training Nidoran right now. Hopefully we could evolve this guy. I'm trying to remember which moves I got on these Pokemon. Deathclonic made some pizza. I had some pizza today, too. I had some Sicilian pepperoni pizza left over from yesterday. I got a few boxes of that, so I'm going to be eating that throughout the week. Nick comes home from Denver tonight. He is on his plane as we speak. Got King Henry in here. He made homemade lasagna. What is Mexican pizza? I'm not familiar with Mexican pizza. I like my pizza with pepperoni on it, but sometimes you got to watch out because depending on the place, it can make the pizza really oily. If it's an oily pizza already, then it's overpoweringly oily, and I can't have that. Usually it's pretty good on a Sicilian pie, though. Usually it just, all of the oils and the juices just set into the nice, thick Sicilian bread. Love a nice, thick Sicilian. All right, we got an image here. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Jack, since 1960s, Jack Original Thin Mexican-style pizza. Shredded cheese blended with ranchero sauce, sausage, tomatoes, green onions. Made with real Wisconsin cheese. I don't know if that's for me, but that definitely sounds like something there. I'm a very basic kind of guy. Just give me the cheese, the sauce, put some peppers on it, some shredded red peppers. I'll put that on there. I'll even put some garlic on there. But yeah, I'm a basic. I'm a basic kind of guy. I'm a classic man. Someplace doing a pepperoni pizza with some honey on it. I've never had that before either. Taco pizza. Have you ever had a Choco Taco? Those are pretty wild. They discontinued those. And then there's an ice cream place that was open in my town for a little bit that made their own Choco Tacos. And it was like a high-quality ice cream place, so you bet your ass that thing was probably expensive and probably very high quality. Yeah, that is a long-ass link. It's great because it's cheap. Alright, let's check out this one. That pizza actually looks great. Hey, let me see if I can put that on the screen. Show everyone at home. I was having some difficulties with the internet browser the other day. Oh, whatever. They could click on the link if they want to. I'm not getting it on the screen. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Except I don't even eat Papa John's. All right, there we go. Nidoran, level 15. Maybe we could get him to level 16 and have him evolve. One thing that stinks about the first generation of Pokemon games is you can't see the experience bar underneath the Pokemon. So I can't tell where I stand at leveling this guy up, but whatever. Most the local CC and pizza buffets around here in general. I don't know. I never had CC's. Never had CC's. I'm in like the New York, New Jersey area, and there's a lot of famous Rays around here, and every single one claims to be the original, and none of them are. But I like the Rays by me. There's a place called Star Tavern that makes like a nice thin crust pizza. That's the one that I was telling you about, where like if you have it with pepperoni though, it's too oily. I typically like my pizza with pepperoni, so that's one where I kind of hold off on getting the pepperoni, but they make great wings too. Wings from pizza places are very underrated. Like, everyone talks about like bar wings, but pizza place wings are like typically some of the best wings I've ever had. They're either like mediocre or they're amazing. That's it. They're never bad. Yeah. Then there's another place like up North Jersey, like all the way, like almost by New York. It's in a place called Mawa, and that's called Kinchley's. And that place is like an Irish pizza place. And that's really good. That's also thin crust pizza. It's very thin. Some of the thin crust pizza places that I've gone to, though, like I am able to eat an entire large thin crust pie by myself. I shouldn't do it, and it upsets my stomach afterwards. But the thing is, like, you move through eating an entire thin crust pizza, right? You're sitting there, you're really hungry, you wait a while. These pizza places, they're hard to get into. You're going to be waiting there for an hour. You're going to be hungry. And you make it like 75% through, and you're like, okay, I'm full. But I can continue to eat. Now, if you continue to eat, you could finish up that pie. You can have a stomach ache afterwards like I do. But the thing is, if you start to slow down even the slightest bit, you're not going to finish the pie by yourself. Back in the 90s, I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings when it was called BW3 for their cheap wing deals. There's a Buffalo Wild Wings that kind of ruined Buffalo Wild Wings for me. I've had some good Buffalo Wild Wings. I've had some bad Buffalo Wild Wings. This one Buffalo Wild Wings during the pandemic, I guess when things were starting to reopened, and I got some wings there. We got a ton of wings there, actually. Like, I think I got 30 wings and Nick got 30 wings. And the wings were, like, undercooked and cold. And, like, I honestly, I was kind of, like, throwing them back up because it was not good. It was not a good experience over there. Undercooked wings, not good. And it's Buffalo Wild Wings. They're expensive wings, too. So I have not been going to Buffalo Wild Wings for a little bit. More 90s lore I didn't know about. BW3. I didn't hear about Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm going to be honest with you, until like the early 2010s maybe. I guess we just didn't have them over here. Northeast Jersey. We didn't have them over here. But I've been to some good ones. It's just that one experience kind of spoiled it for me. Have I ever been to a Culver's? No, but I have been to Culver City. I'll tell you that. I have been to Culver City. The extra W in the name was for WEC. What is a Culver's? Really good Wisconsin fast food. What kind of fast food is it? I've never been out to Wisconsin, actually. Similar to Burger King. Burger King used to be my favorite fast food burger. Like when I was a kid, that was my favorite one. And Burger King was a place where they changed up their fries so much. Like they used to have really good fries. Now I think that the fries are too thick. They're not as crispy. They're not as good. We had a Burger King by me that it was like one town over. And it was like themed like 80s movies, right? Like they had, I guess it was 80s and 90s. They had these plaques for actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jim Carrey, Sylvester Stallone. They had like these murals that were like on each booth, like separating the booths, there would be a mural from a movie. I remember they had Rocky. They had an image of Rocky holding his hands up. They had one of the Wizard of Oz. They had all kinds of things. They had a Terminator. It was so cool because that was the only Burger King that was themed like that I've ever been to. And they had like this car in the center of it that you can sit in. It was like a convertible, like a black convertible table car that you could sit in. You could have your burger over there. I used to go there a fair amount. I used to really like Burger King, but like I said, I feel like they changed it up over there. Like they modernized that Burger King. That Burger King still stands, but they took out all the theming of it. I remember one day I was like walking with my friends and we saw them as they were like cleaning it out. And they had like this massive mural of like hand painted like scenes from movies on there. And I was like, we should just take it. Like it was sitting out there by the dumpster. But no one had anywhere to put this giant, massive mural of movies. But it's still in my head, like to this day. They had E.T. on it. They had Batman on it. They had Terminator. They had Wizard of Oz. It was so cool. It was so cool. They had movies that I'd never even like heard of too, on there. I would eat a burger with the Terminator. That's great. Okay, I think Nidoran's gonna evolve into Nidorino now. Yeah, here we go. This is our first evolved Pokemon of the run. Hey, look at that boy. Okay. Just notice the CRT. What's the CRT? I'm going to switch to train Charmander now, and we'll make him a Charmeleon before we go in to fight Brock. Oh, the Tube TV. Yeah, that's been behind me this whole time. That's been behind me this whole time. Sometimes we have the shot, though, where we show more of the couch when I have, like, guests over here and on here. But it's just been me. So, yeah, that's right behind me. That's been behind me. Frank was the one who told me, hey, never get rid of that TV because that's a good TV for video games. So I held on to it. We have a few different TVs in this basement. That was the TV that was originally down here that I originally played video games on. Kept that down here. We have another TV on the wall to my left, and then we have the new TV that I'm looking at, the big 77-incher that I'm playing Pokemon on. Frank does this thing where he leaves something running on the CRT for during the street. Yeah, he does. He does. It's pretty cool. I would do that if that TV was where the weights are, because the thing is, we used to have that TV there, and the weights used to be like behind me over here. We really like we reorganized the basement a lot in this past year. Moving the weights wasn't something that I did, because I honestly like having that TV in that little corner over there. It's like nice and cozy, you know, like hang out, play some old video games. Me and Nick were playing like Pokemon Coliseum in that back corner. It was just like, yes. So like secluded and isolated. And that used to be like the shit back corner. Like we'd come back from college, we'd throw all our college stuff back there. And it was during the 2020 lockdowns. I came down here one night and turned on a really long podcast, right? And I just cleaned that whole back area out and set the TV there. That TV was like inaccessible for years. Set that TV there, cleaned it out, cleaned out the bookshelves over there, and we made that nice little back area like a cozy little GameCube Nintendo 64 den. It would be nice putting it back. I have no idea where we'd put the weightlifting equipment. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even move the weightlifting equipment. We had some guy who painted down in the basement this past year too. He moved it. He didn't even ask us if he moved it. He just moved it. He's like, it would look better here. And my parents were like, yep. And then I came downstairs and I'm just like, damn, I like that TV there. But, I mean, I got over it. I'm getting used to the new setup that we got going on. The thing, though, is if we put that where the TV is now, that juts out. Like, it doesn't look like it's that much when you're looking dead onto it. But sideways, it's as long as, like, this couch here. Like, it's not like it's wide, but it's long. Oh, hey, Cinemassacre, welcome. Yes, I had a lot of fun over there. I'm actually playing a game that I picked up at TwitchCon right now. I'm playing the original Japanese 1995 version of Pokemon Red version. We got this from the Pink Gorilla booth. I got Pokemon Red, the original Pokemon Blue, which came out a year later, and what the US versions of Pokemon Red and Blue are based off of. And I got Pokemon Gold and Silver, both in Japanese also. This Pidgey's like really ruining my accuracy here. I regret not buying a 32-inch Sony Trinitron from a local college surplus for $1 a few years. What is that? I don't know what that is. You know what? Maybe we will set it up for a stream. Maybe we'll do something. We'll figure out something. I mean, we got 3 TVs down here. We got to do something ridiculous for the stream, you know? Got to make use of them somehow. Oh, high quality CRT for $1? Wowee. Yeah, you should have picked that up. I haven't landed a single hit on this Pidgey. There we go, finally. Yeah, they are heavy. I actually saw one that I think an antique store in my town was trying to get rid of not too long ago. It was sitting out on the curb, and I remembered what Frank told me as I was passing by. Me and my brother were actually talking about it. We were walking the dog going past it, like, oh, that would be a good video gaming TV. Frank told us that those would be a good video game TVs. But the thing is, we just had nowhere to, like, one, we have nowhere to put it here now. And two, it's really heavy, and I don't know how I'd get it to my house. Also, three, it was sitting out there for God knows how long. I remember walking by, like, 3 weeks later, it was still there. It had rained in the time since, so who knows if it rains on there when I saw it for the first time. We are going to be playing Luigi's Mansion again sometime. I really wanted to play this because, like I said, I picked this up at TwitchCon. Thought this would be a nice stream to do. Rain probably broke it, yeah. I mean, if it didn't break it then, it broke it. It broke it by the time... Well, it broke it by the time I saw it out there 3 weeks later. They only wanted $7 for it in the previous month's sale. No one got it then. Wow. Well, $7 for a TV is a hell of a steal. So I'm most recently played through this game as the English version of Pokemon Red on the 3DS. And a difference in that one, specifically the 3DS version, is when you're looking at the screen right now, everything is a shade of red. However, I've noticed that there are certain things that are shades of green. And I'm going to point them out right now. The fire, number 1. Number 2, my character is green here. And then his hat is green and then turns to red. Right there. The Pokeballs are green. And then the ball animation of the ball opening up and its Charmander is green. But aside from that, pretty much every single thing in this game is either red or black. And I'm not used to that because I was playing through the 3DS version. But it makes me curious. Like, this is Pokemon Red, right? Is Pokemon Green like this, where everything is the same and then it's swapped for green, and then everything that I see in green here, is that all red? I have Pokemon Green upstairs, so maybe I should pop that in and check that out, but I feel like I gotta make some progress in this one first. Yes, it was. It was. This was for the Game Boy, but when you'd play it on the Game Boy Color, then you would get these, the monotone red and all that. I play a lot of Nintendo. I'm a very, like, casual gamer. All of the consoles that I've ever owned, I could probably list out for you right now. Starting with the Game Boy Color and the Nintendo 64. Then I got the GameCube, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advanced SP, the Nintendo Wii, the DS, the Nintendo DS, the Nintendo DS Lite. I had a lot of handhelds, so you're going to see I like to play a lot of handheld games. I actually probably prefer handheld games to console games, because you're going to see I'm big on Pokemon. The first non-Nintendo console that I owned was the Xbox 360. And when I was getting that was like almost an argument with like my parents to get, because Nintendos are typically like affordable systems, whereas the Xbox 360 was coming out, and I remember for like the cheapest option back in the day in like 2006 was over $530. And I was like, please, I really want this. There's this new game that's only for this, and it's not on a Nintendo console. I need to get the Xbox 360. It has better graphics than the Wii, this, that, and the other thing. And the game that I really want to get for it and play is Sonic 06. That was it. That was the game that made me want an Xbox 360. And I got it on Christmas morning in 2006. And I went to turn it on, and I had the red ring of death. So then I took that Xbox 360 back to the store, got another Xbox 360, played through Sonic 06, forced myself to like it, beat the game. I also played Lego Star Wars on there. Love Lego Star Wars. That's an actual legitimate good game. Some things about the Xbox 360 going from a Nintendo to an Xbox 360 that I did not know were this. When you have a Nintendo console, not until... I never had a Wii U, but not until... I'm sure they did this on the Wii U, but I first noticed this on the Switch, is you make a profile. See, I didn't understand this concept. This was a foreign concept to me. I thought when I was playing Xbox 360, you make a profile for every single game you had. So I had a profile for Sonic the Hedgehog. I had a profile for Lego Star Wars. I had a profile for whatever game that I had. It was very foreign to me. I didn't understand. I didn't like it. All right, but continuing on from Xbox 360. I got a PS4. I got the PS4 to play Batman Arkham Knight. And that's mainly all I played on the PS4. I have some other games on it that I liked that I also played. That would include Until Dawn, The Quarry, like those little horror games like that, choose your own adventure story ones. I have the Spider-Man game. I haven't played through it. I tried to play through it when I was in dental school, but I remember getting very frustrated with it because it was a stressful time in my life, and I wanted to play games to relax, and like it just wasn't. I had to sit down and really learn the controls, and I was getting too frustrated. So maybe I should go back and play through that one. Then after as far as hand coils go, in that time I got like a bunch of different 3DSs, and I got a Nintendo Switch. So the only two consoles that I have that are non-Nintendo consoles are the Xbox 360 and the PS4. I'm sorry, PS4. Okay, let me catch up on the chats as this is going on. That's something I like about Left 4 Dead 2. It's pretty casual once you understand it. Yeah, I like it. I like them like casual like that. 1 through 60 since it came out, never really played it. Maybe we can play this weekend if you have it on Steam. I don't see, honestly, never was in the Left 4 Dead games, even though on both of them. The oldest console I have is the Nintendo 64. Currently playing the 360 version of GTA 5 now. What I really like for Left 4 Dead 2 is the crazy amount of mods to play. Yeah, you were showing me all those mods the other night when we played. I played some Left 4 Dead 2 with Death Clonic, and Nick did a couple rounds. I did a couple rounds. It was a good time. And I'm not typically one to play first-person shooters or shooters at all, so it was new for me. I thank him for being patient because I was not used to it. Okay, that's a move that Charmander has that I think does nothing. And I did it again by accident. So one more level and Charmander is going to evolve into Charmeleon. And I think by level 16, once I have both these guys at level 16, I'm going to attempt to fight Brock once again. And if I lose again to Brock, then I'm going to have to level up another Pokemon to level 15 or just use one of these guys. I don't know. But I feel like once these guys are both like this high of a level, we're going to steamroll through a good chunk of the rest of the game. The oldest console I have is either the Magnavox Odyssey 2 or the Atari. Oh, I've never even heard of those. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never even heard of. What years did those come out in? I'm doing another Left 4 Dead 2 stream this weekend, probably Saturday or Sunday. Mr. Hentai is sound asleep. No, my brother's on a plane right now. He's coming back from Denver. After we were in Vegas, he had to go on a work trip to Denver. So he flew out there, and it looked like from his snaps he was having a great time. He was there with like a lot of the higher ups in his company, the partners. He was asked to go on the trip, and he's like a lower level person. He's been working with them for about a little over a year with this company, and he got invited to go over some people who were like his managers. Excuse me. But he was there with like some heavy hitters and partners of the company, and he was sending me some pictures. It looks like they were all having a good time. They're going out for drinks. Excuse me. He sent me a series of photos. He made every single one of the partners and senior managers take pictures in his tracksuit, like in the tracksuit shirt, which was really funny. So what I did was I took all of those photos that he sent me. Well, maybe I took 4 of those photos that he sent me, and I recreated the poster, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. That film. I've never seen the movie. It just like I saw everyone wearing the tracksuit, and I was like, ah, yes, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Tracksuit. So what I did was I found a picture of Nick. The poster for the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is like a pair of jeans, like the ass on a pair of jeans with like, I guess like a little photo booth photo reel sticking out of the pocket. So what I did was I found a picture of Nick wearing the tracksuit, and I zoomed in, cut off his head, cut off his like torso, and I just had the pocket and of the tracksuit and on the top, and the pocket of the tracksuit on the bottom, and I made these like fake photo reels that were sticking out of the side, so you could see all of the partners wearing the tracksuit, and I made it into like a fake poster and wrote the Sisterhood of the Traveling Tracksuit. I wrote Nick's name on top, and then 2 of his workers on the sides, and then I wrote a Joey production on the bottom, so I get credit for it when he shares it in the work group chat. Oh, these were early 80s systems. Odyssey was basically the first console ever. Wow. Yeah, you can't get much earlier than that. Can't get to much earlier than that. I just used a move that wasn't a move. All right, I'm out of embers. Just gonna use scratch. Any minute now, we'll be level 16. Alright, level 16. Alright, so now we're going to go do Brock. We got level 16 Charmeleon, level 16 Nidorino. Alright, let's do this. Gotta heal up and let's get her done. Maybe I'll train up my Pikachu after this to fight Misty, because Misty's going to have some water-type Pokemon. I think I'm going to switch out my Nidorino first. Alright, level 12 Geodude, level 16 Rhydon. Alright, good. Our moves are still doing the bare minimum. And he's using all defensive moves. Good. You know, keep using Defense Curl, because I could use you attacking me a lot less. Hopefully the AI will just have him spam Defense Curl, and it'll just take me a while, but I will power through. Good thing this isn't a Nuzlocke, because if this was a Nuzlocke, I would be screwed. All right, there we go. Oh, nope. Good. All right, he took us out. I'm feeling good about this. Oh, good. I think I just burned him, and then Brock used a burn heal. All right, well, beat Brock. There we go. All right. Moving on. We're going to be on our way to Mount Moon now, fellas. Might stock up on some Pokeballs, though. I think those are Pokeballs. I mean, I hope so, because I just spent all my money on them. I think they were, because now I got 15 or something. And then that's TM34. That is Bide. That is Brock's move of choice. It's not a very good move. Alright, and this is what we're going to do here. We're going to train Pikachu. See if we can get him to like level 16 prior to Misty. He has no attacking moves, so we're going to have to do a switcheroo to either Charmeleon or Nidoran. Alright, Pikachu got to level 4. And we're going to switch out to Pikachu again. We're going to use the old switch trick to train him. And now we're going to switch him out again. We're going to switch him to Charmeleon. He's spamming Sand Attack, and my accuracy has decreased. And you know something? Sand Attack is one of those moves where when the opponent uses it on you, then you miss your attacks. But when you use it on the opponent never misses. I missed 3 times already. 4 times. 5 times. 6 times. Come on. 7 times. 8 times. These old Pokemon games are unforgiving. 9 times. There we go. Alright, Pikachu's level 5. Charmeleon's level 17. So I'm going to heal up. I'm going to just keep doing this between battles. I want my Pokemon to get nice and strong. My team so far of Pokemon that I'm going to be using is going to be Charmeleon, Nidoran, and Pikachu. And when I get to Celadon City, I'm going to make the Pikachu a Raichu. And then I think I'm going to get Eevee and... Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. We're hanging out. We're playing some Pokemon. Once I get... So I'm going to make my team... Charmeleon, Nidoking. Well, Charmeleon's going to be Charizard. Charizard, Nidoking, Pikachu, I'm going to evolve into Raichu. That'll be my electric type. And then when I get Eevee, then I'm going to make him into a Vaporeon. round out my team a little bit. And I might go either Psychic or Ghost. So I'm either going to go Alakazam or Gengar. Haven't quite figured that out yet. See, there's a ton of trainers between these two towns. And this is going to be good for grinding. Pikachu's level 6. Gonna switch out to Pikachu again, give him a little bit more experience. Look at that Ekans. Look at that Gen 1 first iteration of Ekans sprite. Fellas, what'd that mouth do? Oh, he's got me in the wrap. Hate to see it. All right. Welcome on in, Super Kmart. Yikes is right. We're playing the original Pokemon. The original 1995 Japanese version of Pokemon. This ain't no Pokemon that we got over here in the States. This is the old sprite Pokemon. This is old school. This is Pokemon as it was intended to be back in the day. Now, all the trainer sprites seem to be pretty consistent with what we got, but see that Weedle? That ain't our Weedle. The way that they face you, it's different over here and over in Japan. The back sprites, though, see that Pikachu? That's what we got back over here, too. But I'm going to switch him out because he ain't ready to fight yet. Look, he's got 2 moves, and neither of them are attacking moves. All right, so we're going to send out our Nidorino. Looks almost like that one plant Pokemon with the vine body. I can't remember the name. Bellsprout? Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell. There's a few of those. And then there's newer, more modern ones. And I'm not the best with all the new Pokemon. I grew up with Gen 1. Gen 1 through 3 was really like my Pokemon. I played Gen 4. I despised Gen 5 with a burning passion, and that made me not want to play Pokemon anymore, and I stopped playing Pokemon for a while because of how much I hated Gen 5. And I tried to pick up Scarlet. I didn't beat it. I didn't really care for it as much, but maybe all the Pokemon that I get throughout my streams, maybe somehow I will transfer them up to the modern day console, modern gen Pokemon, and I'll play with them on Scarlet or whatever other Pokemon come out in the future. Now Caterpie, that's a pretty consistent sprite with what we got. It's not exactly the same, but that's what a Caterpie looks like. Pikachu still does not have an attacking move yet. Or maybe he does have an attacking move, because the only time I use Pikachu is against Brock, and electric types aren't... You can't use an electric type move against rock type Pokemon. So maybe I should try him out, but I feel like he's still too weak to go against these guys here. One of these guys on this route in the English translation, I think it's one of the dudes, goes, "I love wearing shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear." I wonder what the Japanese dialogue was for that. I can't read Japanese, by the way, if you didn't already know. I did not mean to do that. A lot of bug catchers on this route. Alright, Pikachu just learned another move. Jigglypuff. Look at those wide eyes. That thing's just terrifying. That looks like it's seeing through your soul. Oh, there we go. Pikachu's got... Oh, it's Thunder Wave. That can be useful for us. Alright, Pikachu's asleep now. You're kidding me. Is he gonna fall asleep again? Wow. Yeah, that is a stare. That is a stare that you would only get from a Gen 1 original Pokemon game. I almost wish he still looked like that. Jigglypuff still looked like that, because he'd be a little creepy then. So yeah, see, I like my Pokemon like intimidating, scary. And that's not intimidating or scary, but I'll have a lot more respect from Jigglypuff if he's looking through my soul. Hey, welcome on in, Nikachu. Playing Pokemon. I just beat Brock, and we're moving on through to fight Misty. We gotta go through... Jeez. Jigglypuff peeps putting me to sleep. Alright, I just woke up. Let's see if this move is Thunder Shock. Okay, Thunder Shock. Should be smooth sailing from here. Yeah, there's a solid amount of trainers to fight now. I have my Charmeleon now. Charmander evolved into Charmeleon. I have my Nidoran evolved into Nidorino. We'll go into Mount Moon. We'll find a Moonstone. We'll evolve Nidorino into Nidoking. I'll look at another creepy ass Jigglypuff. I'm going to try to make Pikachu fight him. Alright, maybe that ain't a good move. Let's switch out. Let's switch out. I'm going to show you my Charmeleon now. Look at him in all of his glory, in all of his Gen 1 glory. Where it looks like the horn on the back of his head is just like a bone sticking out. It looks like it's a different material altogether. We're going to burn this Jigglypuff. We're going to burn him from giving us this creepy looking stare. There we go, out of way. Just like that, Charmeleon's at level 18. That means that we're going to have to train up Nidoran, because I'm going to try to have a pretty consistent team going forward. I got Ricky Bobby next to me snoring a little bit. Alright, that guy's not going to battle me. So here we are, approaching Mount Moon. I think this girl says something about, like, she tripped on a Pokemon. Now, there's a guy in here who sells you a Magikarp, but I'm not going to buy it. You know why? Because I don't want it. I'll get a nice Magikarp later on in my game, or I might not even do it. I don't know if I don't know if this is going to be a catch-em-all stream, or this is just going to be get through the game in Japanese. I haven't quite decided that yet. We're about to be swarmed by these bad boys. That's gonna be how I'm gonna train this Pikachu. I'm gonna train him by just fighting these wild Zubats. I used Leech Life on me. There we go, Pikachu level 10. I think that's TM12. I'm going to be trying to battle all these trainers in this cave. We're going to have our first little run-in with Team Rocket, too, down here. Okay. I don't think I'm going to have Pikachu go up against the trainer's Pokemon. I think that's when I'm going to be doing that switch training. Alright, here we go, Geodude. Well, Geodude's a trash Pokemon. I don't want him on my team. Hey, she's got a Clefairy. Clefairy doesn't look too bad in this. That's pretty accurate to what Clefairy looks like. I don't think Pikachu's ready to go up against a level 14 Clefairy, though. So we're going to switch in for Nidorino. Nidorino. I want to keep saying Nidoran, but that's Nidorino. This Clefairy's a little tanky. Can take a hit. Alright, Zubats. That's what I could send Pikachu out to kill. Little Thunder Shock will take him out of the sky. I'm going to go down here even though I know that this does not take me to the end of the cave. I'm just trying to explore, find some items, level up my guys. Fight the Team Rocket grunts. Because you know why? Once we're out of Mount Moon, I'm not going back to Mount Moon. I ain't got no reason to go back to Mount Moon. There we go. Our first Team Rocket encounter. Look at this. Look at how they have a whip in this game. Never again in any other game do they have a whip, but in this one, they have a whip. Ah, Sandshrew. Hawk is playing one of my favorite games, Super Aliste. I've never played that one. I've never played that one. What's that one for? Shoot him up on the SNES. Oh, nice. Is that one of the ones that he picked up from TwitchCon? Because I know he got he got it from TwitchCon. Yeah, he got a bunch of games there. I remember him saying specifically that he got a few different shoot 'em ups. Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the Pink Gorilla booth over there. That was probably the best booth setup at TwitchCon. There were just a lot of things that they had over there that, like they had a Honda booth, right? There was just a giant car there. They had a Jake from State Farm booth. I don't know, man. Like, they had some weird things there. They had a Bob Ross painting section that if you went to at a specific time, then you could do Bob Ross paintings. And it wasn't even like Bob Ross was there to teach you how to paint. They had a cutout of Bob Ross. Yeah, so needless to say, Pink Gorilla booth, they actually had video games over there. Yeah, they had advertising going on over there. It's just In my mind, I thought that there was going to be more video game booths, things like that. They had some cool artists over there. We hung out and we talked to some of the artists, me and my brother. I'm trying to think of other booths they had. They had the Elgato booth. You'd see some cool cameras there. We were checking out the cameras at the Elgato booth, some of like the webcam cameras, and then other cameras that they had. They had different different types of stream decks over there too, rather than the standard one that I got. They had crazy displays, crazy monitors, some monitors that like kind of wrapped around, massive monitors. There was one booth where they were playing the Super Mario Wonder, the new Super Mario Bros. Game, and I was like, "Oh, this is sick. Let's try this out." And then they go, "Okay, well, you're gonna have to download this app and then sign up over here." I'm like, "This is too many steps. I just want to play the damn game, man." But we bought the game. I haven't played it yet, but we bought the game from the Pink Gorilla stand. So we will be playing that game on stream at some point. Hopefully, like, that's when I'll have like 4 people all together playing this game. I'm gonna just try to... No, I'm not gonna power through a Charmeleon. I'm gonna try to heal up my Pokemon. Heal up Nidoran a little bit, because I gotta train him. I can't let him get behind. I didn't even see this trainer before when I was coming through. Alright, he's got a Magnemite. He's electric, I'm electric. Gonna switch out though, still do Charmeleon against him. You gotta go to PAX or something like those retro game cons. Too many games, that'll be... Yeah, I definitely gotta check out those. You were watching the Pokemon anime last night. I have a love-hate relationship with the Pokemon anime. And when I say a love-hate relationship, it's a mostly hate relationship with it. Like, I loved it as a kid because it was Pokemon, but it was the most frustrating thing for me because I'd be watching the anime, and I'd be watching Ash Ketchum, like, lose to these gym leaders and be like, we're gonna give you the gym badge anyway. And I'm like, my team could kick your ass. I have a level 100 Charizard. You are nothing. You are pathetic. You are weak. I watch the anime. I'd watch Ash, like, he'd run into, like, a swarm of Kabutops going into the ocean, and he'd be like, wow, look at all the Kabutops, Misty. And I'd be like, why aren't you catching those? The tagline is gotta catch them all, not gotta stare at them as they run away from you, you freaking idiot. That's a rare Pokemon. There's only one of those that you can get in the actual game. So yeah, the anime was a little frustrating to me, to say the least. No, my brother Nick is not in Denver anymore. He's on the plane back right now as we speak. So he will be making it back in tonight. We're expecting to see him back here at around probably like 2 a.m. So he probably won't be on the stream tonight. Hopefully I can get him on for tomorrow, though. We'll see if yeah, he'll come back from tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, though. I kind of like it just due to the fact of, like, nostalgia. But I also don't like it because they made a choice in the anime where Pokemon in the anime say their names rather than have the cries that they have when they go out into battle. Like, I want you to listen to this. I'm gonna try to navigate the Pokedex for a second in this game that I don't know how to use it. Okay, let's go find Pikachu. I know he's number 25. All right, so you watch the Pokemon anime, and then Pikachu has the Pikachu, whatever. All right, well, in the games... All right, that's not what I meant to do. In the games, they have cries, and this is what they sound like. That's what a Pikachu sounds like. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. That's what a Pikachu sounds like. And unfortunately, everything kind of adapted to that. So when Yellow version came out, it very loosely followed the anime, and they had Pikachu start sounding like that. And I go, that's not what a Pikachu sounds like. It's not what a Pikachu sounds like. Pikachu has a cry. As you can see, I'm very, like... I have some very hot takes about my Pokemon. I have some very genuine, very deep-rooted, very serious takes on my Pokemon and the way that they should be handled. And I don't like none of that cutesy Pokemon stuff either. I like real Pokemon stuff, the way it was intended, the way Nintendo intended when they first released this thing. Not what 4Kids Entertainment intended. I think Digimon had a much better story. It probably did. I've never watched Digimon. I actually had a family member who worked on the Digimon TV show. And, like... it was almost like a gang war when you were a little kid of if you liked Digimon or if you liked Pokemon. And when this family member came over, my mom's like, oh, she's going to bring you some Digimon stuff. And I'm like, Mom, I don't like Digimon. I like Pokemon. This isn't a Digimon house. This is a Pokemon house. She's like, you have to be nice and you have to say you like it. And I'm like, I want you to know I don't like it, though. She gave me a Digimon lunchbox, and I lied to her and I told her I liked it. And I never used it. Because this ain't no Digimon house. This ain't no Digimon house. Mainly Pokemon. I like both. It'd be cool to meet them. Cool to meet the Pokemon? Yeah, it would be cool to meet the Pokemon. You know, my brother and I, whenever we're talking about middle school, he when I have him on stream, I'll have him tell this story too, because he could tell it probably better than me. But he goes, this is what middle school lunch was like for a bunch of guys, right? You'd sit down at the lunch table. You'd have nothing really in common to talk about. You're just a bunch of guys, really awkward. And then one of you would eventually, like, break the social interaction of saying that you liked Pokemon, right? Because in middle school now, it's uncool to like Pokemon. Pokemon's not cool anymore, right? Someone would eventually say they like Pokemon, and then everyone would, like, look around, like, is it okay to say that we like Pokemon? And then, like, people would start nodding their heads. Another person would say, yeah, I like Pokemon. And then you're all on the same page. All you guys like Pokemon, right? And then someone would go, what if... and hear me out, what if Pokemon were real? And then it's just the Joe Rogan meme of like, yes, that's good. And then they go back to eating. And then, like, later on, someone else would go, you know, what if Pokemon were real? And then everyone again, Joe Rogan, oh my God, that is genius. That is genius. That is one of the greatest things I have ever heard. And that's how middle school lunch was. Take the Digimon stuff. I run into Pokemon fans everywhere, even work. They're all real pretty much. They're just animals. Yeah, but you can't fight them. Nor would I want to fight my animal. I wouldn't, isn't that right, Ricky? I wouldn't want to fight you. Or have you fight. I wouldn't want to be no Michael Vick. Not in this house. Pokemon, these beasts were made for fighting, though. Welcome on in, Legend Singleton. Shout out to my bro Joey and Ricky Bobby. He's here. He's here. You can't see. You know what? Let me mess with the camera a little bit. Let me widen this out so you can see my little co-host over here. All right, there we go. We got him in the shot. All right, Rick. You tired? He went on a couple walks with me today. He's probably tired out. It's the problem with Pokemon. It's animal fighting, which is wrong, but it's fake, so whatever. Okay, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We're welcome on in. We're playing some Pokemon. Yeah, it's oh, you're friends with Frank. Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome on in. I know he's streaming tonight. I know he's streaming some of the games that we got from TwitchCon. This is a game that I got from TwitchCon from the Pink Gorilla booth. I got the original Pokemon Red version, the Japanese Pokemon Red version. I'm about to get a call. Here we go. Here we go. You are correct. Good evening.
Yo, so I hear you're live.
Oh, I'm live. I'm live.
Yeah, I'm live too.
You playing your Pink Gorilla game?
I'm playing Super Elise for the Super Famicom.
Yeah.
Playing Pokemon?
I'm playing Pokemon Red in Japanese, trying to get through as much of this game as I can with Japanese.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it got a little hot in here today. I had taken the air conditioner out like last week.
Yeah.
Man, it's hot in here. So I got the fan on the window open.
Oh, nice. You getting chilly now?
I got some air coming in. So that means I gotta keep my voice down because they'll start making noises downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, it's pretty cool in the basement, but the lights and everything like that, they produce a good amount of heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Michael C. Game says, "What's the conversation from APOC bucks to Scroot bucks?" I don't know what that means. It's gonna be 80 almost in a few days. Yes, this Saturday it's gonna be 80 degrees.
It's gonna be 80 degrees on Saturday?
Yeah, I might have to pop the air conditioner back in because I'm gonna play Saturn that day.
That's nuts. You know, it was pretty warm today during the day. It was like, I think it was like 72 during the day today. Yeah.
Well, anyway, just want to call, say hi.
Hi.
Our chat brought it up.
This is the first time that you're on since TwitchCon.
It's TwitchCon, yeah. So I showed off the pickups and stuff. It's pretty cool.
First post TwitchCon stream. How does it feel? Are you like revitalized? You're a new man.
It feels weird coming back. How about you? It's your second time streaming, right?
This is my second time streaming. I was gonna try to go on last night. I just could not keep my eyes open. Like I came down in the basement and I was setting up, and then I'm like, let me just sit down for a second on my phone, and then I started falling asleep, and I go, it's not gonna happen. I was in bed by 11, and I'm never in bed by 11.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But it's good to be back. I think today is like the first day where I'm like finally not jet lagged or messed up in any way. I feel good. I feel normal.
Yeah, so chat, we were jet lagged for the past few days, so it's been feeling hard to get back in the groove and stuff, but I've been on day 2 with work, so I've been able to stream today, so here I am. I'm glad to be back.
Frank, I got a question in my chat. Metroid Database wants to know about the club. How much about the club are we willing to tell?
I got a filter on that. You could talk about the club all you want.
Okay.
I gotta put a filter on that one.
All right. You don't mind if I give details about the club,
Yes.
or my experience about the club.
You could give experience and details about the club.
All right.
About the club.
All right. If you not to take anyone away, but I will be discussing in depth the club on my stream. Yeah. So that's one thing. You could listen to the VOD and hear what I have to say about that. But
you got it.
From now on the stream, if you come on in, I think I've been streaming for about like a little over an hour. You could hear about me talking about the club.
The internet cut out. It was weird because they just gave us an upgrade on the speed, and I'm surprised that happened. So I have to call them up tomorrow and yell at them.
Yeah, I was talking to the guy to update the speed. I was telling you this on my internet, but we never contacted them because my mom has been frantic about grandma still, so hopefully sometime soon.
Keep that hush-hush.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So I will talk to you later. Have a good stream. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right. See you. Bye. All right. So you guys want to know about the club? Let's see. Welcome, club people. Damn, Joey dropped the mic. All right, so we went to a gentleman's club called Sapphire. We actually didn't get into it the first night because me and my brother were wearing the tracksuits. So I got pretty pissed off, and I had a few drinks in me. When I have a few drinks in me, like, and they kicked me out of the club. I was just like, what do they know? This is good quality material. This is a high quality tracksuit. Like, I could come in a pair of jeans and whatever that's cheaper than this tracksuit, whatever. What do they know? Yeah, because they were like, no sweatwear. I'm like, this is not sweatwear. This is fine Italian American New Jersey clothing. So the next night we made it back to the gentleman's club, and I've been to a few gentlemen's clubs. I've never been to a gentleman's club like this one. There's a pretty high entrance fee, and then once you got in there, it wasn't like you could sit by the bar and hang out. There were just tables everywhere, right? It wasn't like there was a stage either, like one singular stage. You'd sit at a table, and they would just keep coming up to you and coming up to you and coming up to you and coming up to you. The club workers. And they were aggressive, too. Like, I was coming down from having some drinks, and I needed to get a few more drinks in me to be ready for this. And, you know, sometimes you just didn't even want to, like, entertain it. So my brother, he came up with a line that was pretty good. He goes, I need to get a few more drinks in me. I got to get, and that usually, like, kind of made him walk away. But sometimes they got a little bit more aggressive. They're like, you don't have any money? You don't have any, and it's just like, all right, come on, calm down now. Like, they're trying to appeal to, I don't even know what they're trying to appeal to, but they're trying to, I guess, belittle you so that way you'd spend money and be like, no, I have money. Like, let me spend $300 for a dance, because that's what they were charging for dances, which I thought was a little ridiculous. Vegas was an expensive place. You go to a Starbucks in Vegas. I was picking up like some coffee and like a breakfast sandwich for my brother, a little coffee cake for me, $30. Nuts. So you could imagine, you extrapolate off that what a gentleman's club would cost you for a dance. For 15 minutes, they were charging $300. It's kind of insane. I've been to some in Miami where they will charge you, I don't know, $100 for a dance. That's another story. That's a story for another time. I'll tell you my Miami gentleman's club story. But they were charging $300. At one point, they dragged my brother away. I'm sitting at the table with Frank. At one point, they dragged my brother away, and I'm like, wow, is he going to do this? He's going to get the $300 dance. And he comes back, and I go, oh, how much was it? He goes, it was $100. And the next worker comes up to me, and she's talking to me for a little bit. And the thing is, like, you can't be rude. You can't be rude. One of them came up to me and was straight up nasty. I was like, no. And then she goes, I'm going to get you kicked out of here. And I'm just like, no. I'm not, I'm not interested. And she was getting like real aggressive, knee on top of me. She's like, I'm going to get the bouncer over here. We're going to get you kicked out. And I'm like, I just said no for saying no. But yeah, one of them was talking to me for a while, and she was good looking. I was like, all right, this is one that I think I could get a dance for if maybe it's just 100, or maybe I could throw singles or whatever. She brings me into the back, and because they drag you out of there, and she goes, you know, you pay $1,500, and I go, no. She goes, okay, you pay like $1,000. I go, no. And then she goes, all right, the cheapest we could get is like $300. And like, I can't even tell you all of my funniest jokes. And I go, you're hilarious, but like $300, I can't, like, that's just, she goes, you don't want to spend your money, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, listen, I'll spend my money, but $300 for 15 minutes of a dance, like, you're great and all, but it's just, I don't know if that's worth it. And I go, how come it was $100 for my brother? And they're like, oh, that's because they did it outside. And I'm like, I don't know. They dragged him away. So I get back there and ask my brother about it. He goes, no, we didn't go in the back for it. They just brought me to another area. They brought me to another table. And then my brother did it again. That same worker pulled my brother back to a different area. and gave him a dance. And then as this is going on, another worker came up to him, and he had 2 entertainers entertaining him. So he paid them both the 100. My brother spent a lot of money at the Gentlemen's Club. He spent a lot of money at the Gentlemen's Club. I put down money for entrance for us and for like a round or 2 of drinks, but I wasn't dropping that much money on the workers. I mean, I still probably dropped more than I should have for them just talking to me. I understand, like, hey, you're working. You're going to be talking to me like that's your time that you could be spent making overpriced money for dancing. But yeah. Actually, I'm going to tell you something. While I was in the club, like, me and Nick were talking, we go, I wish Death Clonic were here. So I downloaded Discord on my phone. I messaged Death Clonic, and I go, we are in the Gentlemen's Club, and we're pretty lit right now. The only thing I could think of is I wish Death Clonic were here with us right now. So that was the strip club story. Let me see. Let me go up here on the chats and see this. Yeah, we spent a ton of money. They wouldn't let you in because the clothing. Just here for the club story. That's ridiculous. Do you have any idea who my father is? He'll buy and sell the club by sunrise. Yeah, they usually are. Very aggressive, high-pressure salesman. JFC. OnlyFans is cheaper. Yeah, OnlyFans is cheaper than that. $300 per dance. Yes. Yes, $300 for Vance. Come on, Vegas. Get on with the program. Oh, man, that's so much. It was a lot of money. Last time I went to a strip club, it was $60 for... See, that's reasonable. I understand that. I paid an exotic dancer $60 for just talking to me. And I think I paid another exotic dancer another $60 for sitting in my lap and talking to me, but that was pretty much it. Vegas seems like a shit. It was a kind of a scam of a place. Everything was very expensive. Stripper, give me your money, Joey. This is TwitchCon, not prices. I've been to a few, and yes, it's a ridiculous price. Was not worth it at all. Those are Nick prices. What the drink cost was like? The drink cost was $30 a drink. The drink cost was $30 per drink. Paying to not get laid, never worth it. Makes me feel like I'm on the wrong profession. That would have been great, but I don't have the money either. 100 is usually like 2 songs at least. Yes, I would take 100 for 2 songs. Vegas is for the richest of the rich. Screw Vegas. They get away with high prices. Dude, the prices were high for everything, though. I told you the Starbucks. That me and my brother at one point we went to one of these pool parties because we keep hearing about the Vegas pool parties. Like everyone's talking up the Vegas pool parties, right? So we had a friend, this is on the second day of the TwitchCon, who was like, hey, this was our friend's girlfriend who was out in Vegas for just pharmaceutical sales. So she was a pharmaceutical sales rep. She was out there with her company for work, and then her company bought a cabana at one of these pool parties. I don't know what hotel it was. Honestly, I had a few too many recreational beverages by this point, but me and Nick made it to this pool party. And entrance fee to get in was $250. The man said that it was $50 to get in line. And then we got up to the front and they told us $250. And we go, that is insane. And we go, how come the man outside said $50? And then the woman goes, well, that's the price for the ladies. And I'm like, well, the man told us $50. So is there anything you could do? And she goes, nope, that's the price for the ladies. We're like, great. So Nick dropped the $250 to get us in there. And then we were in there, and they had this DJ named Tiesto playing. And funny story about Tiesto. I had a program director at my residency who said that Tiesto was her favorite artist. And me and that program director, we bashed heads a lot. And when I drink, I was in a very like playful mood. I wanted to play a joke. So what I did was I took a picture of Tiesto. And part of me is like, what if I sent this to her? And I go, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to send it to her. I don't want to talk to her. But what if I changed Nick's contact in my phone to this program director's name? And then I say, send the picture, and right underneath it, hey, I remember you told me Tiesto was your favorite artist. I'm at a pool party in Vegas, and I'm seeing him live, and I thought of you. Send us one message, and then message underneath it. By the way, I hope you get fired. And I screenshot that, not actually sending it to her, sending it to Nick with Nick's name changed to her name in my phone. And I screenshot that, and I send that to my old co-residents and people I know who worked at that hospital. And they actually believe that I did it. And some of them I told it was a joke, and others I didn't tell. I thought it was funny. I could be a little bit of a trickster when I have a few recreational beverages in me. Yes, the DJ was Tiesto. Yeah, if Defclonic DJ'd, then it would be worth the $250. I will tell you that. I like his music. I mean, I think I know one Tiesto song, and I'll tell you one thing. It is not my starting soon screen song. Tiesto is a pretty big venue. He's a DJ. I actually bought FL Studio recently, too. That's all you really need to DJ. Yeah. So we saw Tiesto. We saw him play for all of 2 hours. We met our friend who was in a cabana. It was cool because her company was paying for drinks in that cabana, so we didn't have to drop money on drinks, because for a normal layperson who would have to pay an entrance fee of $250 and then pay for drinks on top of it, that's just absolutely absurd. That is far too much. Vegas is a scam trying to take your money. So now, naturally, I had to pay my brother back. I had to pay him back for that and get him some things in Vegas. So what I did to make it up for him is we went to this hotel that was called the Stratosphere. And the Stratosphere is based off of the Seattle Sky Needle? Yeah, the Seattle Sky Needle. And at the very top of the Sky Needle, there is, the needle itself, there's a drop ride. It's pretty cool. It overlooks all of Vegas. It's beautiful from up there. So just to get up to that Sky Needle was $90. And I paid that $90. And then it's an additional fee to get on the rides. There's 2 rides. There's that drop ride, and then there's like a little roller coaster. It's not even a roller coaster. There's a roller coaster cart that goes off the edge of the building. And that was an additional $5 per person. Paid for that for Nick. And I did do. And that was me making up for the little Tiesto pool party concert. I was dropping money left and right in Vegas. I'm cutting back on the coffee spending over here because of just how much I spent. I think by far I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that Vegas is the most expensive city I've been to in my entire life. I know Miami has a rap for being very expensive, does not hold a candle to this. I went to a Johnny Rockets. I got 3 hamburgers for us. 3 hamburgers, 3 drinks. $90. Or $80 and change, but $80 to $90. Ridiculous. What was the grand total spent between the 3 of you this trip? Too much. I think I spent about $2,000. When I finish my game, I want to make a few more albums just to get them out there. Space Needle, bro, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it was an expensive trip. So I think the next few trips, I'm going to do some chill trips. Maybe not do a trip for a while. I don't know. Maybe just relax and play some video games that I earned. I tried to convince Frank to go to MagFest in January, but I don't think he's going to go. Video games are much better. You know how many teeth Joe had to clean for this trip? And cheaper. Yeah, good paycheck and change for this trip, maybe. But you know what? It's a life experience, and now I can say I went there. Because I had this big thing where I was always like pretty self-conscious of the fact that I never really traveled in my life. As a child, I would go spend vacations at the Jersey Shore with Frank, which I loved, and I really enjoyed going down to the Jersey Shore. And when my brother and sister got a little bit older, our family started taking us to Florida. We went to Disney, and then we have my grandpa, who was alive at the time, had a condo near Fort Lauderdale area, and my dad had since taken that over. But anyway, as a child, I mainly was only going to between New Jersey and Florida for vacations. I hadn't really branched out and expanded. When I was in college, I traveled again to Denver for a chemistry conference and to San Diego for another chemistry conference. Then I went to dental school, and that was pretty much the extent of traveling I did my entire life. I really hadn't been to a whole lot of places, and I was always very upset and always very, I don't know, it just kind of like bothered me because I'd see people going to like Europe, and I'd see people going to California, or just like all these different like fantastical places. And I didn't know what it was like. So in dental school, some of my friends wanted to do a trip to Austin, Texas. We did that the second year of dental school, and I loved it. It was great. I had a lot of fun, a lot of live music, a lot of barbecue food, great food, some of the best food I've ever had in my life in Austin, Texas. We're going to be going back to Austin, Texas for one of my friend from dental school's bachelor party, so I'm really looking forward to that. Then we're going to be doing that in August this year. Then last year, or 2 years ago now, I can't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago, I went to, with those same friends, I went to Nashville, Tennessee. And I liked that too. I think I liked Austin, Texas better than Nashville. But Nashville was like a nice big party town, a lot of drinking. We drank a fair amount when we were down there. It was a nice boys' trip. Then me and my brother, this past year, we went to LA, and I loved that. I loved LA a lot, actually. That was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. Like, people always talk about U.S. cities. They talk about New York and LA, and I kind of had, like, my mindset that LA was going to be of a similar genre of New York, and I'm not a big New York kind of guy. I think New York is a very dirty city. No offense to any New Yorkers listening in. I think it's a very dirty city. I think it's a very expensive city. I found LA to be significantly cleaner and cheaper. I was actually surprised by how cheap LA was. Now I could say I've been to Vegas. I'm happy with that. I'm slowly expanding my horizons of experiencing and traveling the world, and maybe one day I'll make it out to Europe. But gotta save up that money first. Gotta save up that money again. I spent a lot of money. Yeah, Jersey Shore's a fine idea. It's a great idea, dude. Jersey Shore, like, I'm fine going down there, renting a house for, like, the summer. Like, a week over the summer, even a weekend over the summer. Nice long weekend spend down there. I was talking to Frank about it. Like, me, him, Nick, going on, like, reliving the childhood. We take some stream equipment down there. We stream from, like, the shore house. We play video games at night. You know, after we go hit the boardwalk. But you know something, I'm gonna take a break from the recreational beverages for a little while. We had a few too many. I had a few too many when I was in Vegas. One night I couldn't even finish my dinner. I started throwing up, so not very proud of that. But you know what, it's a nice little wake-up call. Hey, you can't be doing this. Getting older. I mean, we've all been there, right? That's where I live, dude. Let me know when you're here because I live in Austin. Oh, okay, that would be sick. I love Austin. Let me see. Places that we've gone over there. We've gone to, I think it was Terry Black's barbecue. Love that. That was great. That was probably my favorite place to eat there. When we were there during the South by Southwest music festival. We didn't plan it that way. That's just when our break was from dental school. So that was cool, just seeing all the live bands perform. A lot of good memories over there in Austin. We stayed in a house. We rented a house. It was an Airbnb. Oh, he's going to kill my Pikachu. we rented an Airbnb where there was a tree that went through the porch of the house. And we were just a bunch of guys who were drinking a lot, so we all peed on the tree in the house. We all had to water the tree. It was like in the porch. It wasn't in the house. But yeah, it was fun. I'm gonna be down there in August next year. So as that's getting closer, I'm sure I'll tell you guys all about that. We're still in the planning stages. I think my friend recently just got the Airbnb, so I actually got to pay him for that. And I think we're going to be going down to, because he went there since we went in dental school for one of his friends' bachelor parties. And he did something where they rented boats, and they went out on some lake. They tied up some boats. It was a big boat party. So for his bachelor party, he wanted to do that again. So that's something that we're going to do that I didn't get to do the first time, which honestly sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, guys, check this out. There's a hidden moonstone here, so I'm going to get that. There we go. That's the hidden moonstone. And I'm going to use that hidden moonstone. It should be the last thing in my bag. Oh. And I'm going to use that to evolve Nidorino into Nidoking. There we go, our first 3-stage Pokemon evolution. Look at him in all of his glory. Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
The Toy Museum. I've never been to the Toy Museum. I will have to check that out. You need the tracksuit version soon. Yes, I got Frank a tracksuit. Is he wearing it on stream? I'm gonna pull up his stream right now. I want to see. Hold on. Me and Frank were talking about that. Twitch. King of APOC Twitch. Oh no, it doesn't look like he's wearing a tracksuit. Not yet. He's probably going to make it a reward tier. Yeah. Yeah, especially if it's getting hot in there. He's tracksuits. It gets warm in them. You need it to be cold to have the tracksuit. All right, so this is the first major choice of the game. Well, the second major choice of the game other than your starter. This is a choice between Omanite and Kabuto. But we got to beat this nerd for it first. Yeah, I've never been to the Toy Museum in Austin. I'm going to have to check that out. I'll do some research in on that. Let me see. What else in Austin did we do? We went into the Capitol, which is pretty cool. That was the first city that I saw those motorized scooters that you could rent, which was also pretty fun riding around on. We went to a rodeo. We went to Rodeo Austin. That was my first rodeo. So if I go back to a rodeo, it's not going to be my first rodeo. We went to the Bat Bridge. We saw the Bat Bridge. We saw the bats come out of the Bat Bridge, which is pretty sick. What else we got? We were there for a good, 5 days. We did a lot. Yeah, Austin's a great city. They had one strip that they called the Dirty, I remember, that we hung out in a lot. And then they had the Rainy. I think we did a hike over the Colorado River at one time. Dirty 6, yeah. Okay, so one of them is the Helix and one of them is the Dome Fossil. I'm going to take out my handy-dandy Google Translate, and I'm going to see which one is which. Shall I make it into a shell? Okay, and let's see what this one says. Do you want to make this a Keski? Let me look up what Keski means. K-A-S-E-K-I. Meaning. Keski meaning fossil in Japanese. Alright, so shell or a Keski. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna just Google which okay. Pokemon Red, Mount Moon, which fossil is which? All right, that's not giving me anything. Dome, fossil, Pokemon, Japanese. All right, that ain't it. Bear with me for a second, guys. All right, I don't know. I'm going to go with, it's going to be a mystery. We're going to see which one we get. It's going to be random. Oh, he's got the tracksuit on now? All right, let me check out his stream real quick. Let me pull it up on my phone. I got to see this. King of APOC. My cousin Frank, the King of APOC himself.
Hail to the king, baby.
Tracksuit looks sick. There we go.
Took a photo with them. Took a photo with Ash, said hi. Took a photo with Kitty Cat Attack. Took a photo with McCall 45's moderator, Dana Chrysalis.
There we go. I just have to hear his.
I was watching the panel. I was looking over to my left side. I see someone's name tag, and I saw, oh crap, I know that name. And I pulled him aside. Like, yeah, I know you from McCall stream. Yo, cousin Joey, what's going on, man? It does look sick. I put it on. I'll take it off when I start sweating. Yo, Nick, welcome on and happy Wonderswan Wednesday.
All right, I'm gonna cancel out of his stream. I was just on to see the tracksuit. All right. All right, I'm back. We're doing this. We're playing. Oh, Death Clodic clip. What Pikachu actually sounds like. I love this. I love these clips of my angry Pokemon rants. It's gonna be the first of many. Don't worry. I have a lot to say about Pokemon. I gotta head out, dude, but have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for talking to me about Texas. I enjoyed you being here. Yeah, good talking to you. Have a good night. All right, so we are almost at Misty now. You need to write down the stamps whenever you go on a rest. I do. The problem is when I do that, I just get really into either whatever I'm saying or what that I almost forget. But the Pikachu rant, that was a good one. One day I'll go through these and I'll just edit all of the good clips and stories together. Like I have to. I have no other choice. Even if it's the end of the rant, it will help, yes. I'm not sure if clips save the time. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Everything helps. I do love the clips, though. Clips were very, very good. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to, before we fight Misty, I think I'm going to fight every single one of these trainers on the way to Bill's. And then I think I'm going to fight her because she's probably going to be at a high level. That's going to be my goal for tonight. Get through the Nugget Bridge and, what is this, Route 24, 25. And that's where I'm going to put a pin on it tonight. There's our rival. There's Blue himself. Or I think we called him Green in this game. Because it's Pokemon Red and Green were the originals. Look at this man. He's got his Pidgeotto. Okay, well, look what I got. Pikachu. And you know what I'm going to do with Pikachu? Thunder Shock. And it's super effective to flying. It did a lot less damage than I thought it was going to do. Alright, but I think it paralyzed him. Neat. So Red and Green and Blue use their color palettes of towns based on their cartridge. Yellow was the one where they changed up the color palette each city. Yes, that's true. However, there are some things going on still with this. Oh my god, look at that Abra. That Abra looks sick. That looks better than the version we got. That is a cool looking Abra. That looks intimidating. But like what I was saying, there's some differences. I'm glad that I'm playing this one in color. Like, I'm seeing the red on here. Like, this is kind of like when I played it as a kid on the cartridge, I saw the red. When you got the 3DS version from the eShop, whether you play red or whether you play blue, for some reason, it's just in black and white. I think it's maybe because this game came out on the Game Boy system, and on the Game Boy system, it was just black and white, but I'm glad to see some color in it. Like, this isn't the game exactly as I remember because the sprites are different, but seeing the color again is nice. And I got Pokemon Red in Japanese, I got Pokemon Blue in Japanese, I got Pokemon Green in Japanese. I don't have Yellow. I didn't buy Yellow. Maybe I should have bought it. Maybe that's the regret of the trip, is maybe I should have bought Pokemon Yellow. My Pikachu is taking down this man's entire team. My Pikachu is taking down this man's entire team. Maybe I should have gotten Yellow. I didn't get Yellow. Pinkerilla was selling it for like 15 bucks. I guess I should have picked it up, but you know, I spent so much money in Vegas. You know, funny enough, the cheapest things, these games for 15 bucks were my favorite purchase. It was better than the strippers. It was better than the alcohol. It was worth my time. Something to take back with me. Is it Ash's Pikachu? No. 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 Here's a rant for you. In the video game, it ain't Ash. In the video game, this is Red. And there's a difference between Ash and Red. Because Red is a badass. And Ash is not a badass. Ash is whiny. Ash waked up late. He didn't get a starter Pokemon. He got Pikachu. Now my Pikachu, Ash's Pikachu doesn't evolve. My Pikachu I'm going to evolve. You know why? Because Raichu's pretty freaking cool. I love Raichu. If you read the Pokemon manga, it's also Red, not Ash. There's something called the Pokemon Adventures manga, which follows the story of this pretty solid, more solid than the anime. This story, the story in the video games, it's a good amount of it is up to interpretation. But the tone of it, I could tell you this, the tone of it is different than the tone of the anime. And I'm going to give you a few different examples. I'm going to go through the tone of the games versus the tone of the anime chronologically, and I will be citing things that happened in the game. Not as much in the anime, because the anime is just friendship and hugging and hearts and love and friendship again. Not that I care about that. The games, you walk into Viridian City, and the man blocking your path is passed out because he's drunk. They changed that in the English version. They said, oh, I'm tired. I haven't had my coffee. In the Japanese version, he is drunk. When this game first came out, they didn't know who was going to be picking this up. I mean, it's Nintendo, so obviously kids. But the thing is, like, more mature kids picking this up. Dude's drunk, right? Something else that happens in this game that doesn't happen in the anime. Your rival, who's named Gary in the anime and is green in the Japanese version and blue in the American version, you fight him on the SS Anne, which is the cruise ship, right? And he has a team which includes Eradicate. And he's had this Eradicate in his team every time you faced him. It was a Rattata, whatever, earlier on, and then it becomes Eradicate later on. And the last time you see that Eradicate is on the cruise ship. And then later on, the next time you see your rival is in the Pokemon Tower, which is a cemetery. And the first thing he says to you are, why are you here? Your Pokemon don't look dead. And then he battles you, and the Eradicate's gone. It's never in his party ever again. It's heavily implied that the Eradicate died on the SS Anne, that you killed the Eradicate in that fight. I mean, not heavily, but that's a major fan theory. So I guess some of it's not black and white, but I'll give you one that is. Team Rocket killed a Cubone, or a Marowak at Pokemon Tower. And that's why the ghost at Pokemon Tower, once you reach the top level of it, and you get the Silph Scope, is revealed to be a Marowak. Team Rocket killed Pokemon. Team Rocket killed Pokemon in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Team Rocket cut off Slowpoke's tails, and we're selling Slowpoke's tails. Like, none of this stuff they would ever have in the anime. It's too much of a mature subject. Let me find some more. There is a old man who's looking into Erica's gym. Erica is the gym leader of Celadon City. She's the grass gym leader. And it's an old man, and he goes, this gym is great. It's filled with beautiful women. There's only women in the gym. They had to censor that later on. When they remade these games, I think in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they're like, "Oh, this gym is great. It's filled with strong trainers." It's like, no, give us the original text. This gym is great. It's filled with beautiful women. They have gambling in these games. There is a casino. There is a casino in this game. It's called the Game Corner. It's called the Rocket Game Corner. Team Rocket are running a extortion scheme out of a game corner. It's a front for them. Like, this is not anime Sunshine Rainbow's friendship stuff. This is not your Pokemon episode where they're directing a movie and then you have a Steven Spielberg knockoff named Steven Spielbug. Like, this is not that. It's not that. This is something where it didn't really know what it was going to be when it was first released. And it was pluripotent. It could have become anything. And then until the anime came and hit the greater states, and then parents were like, this is for kids, and kids are like, this is for us, and the pajamas and the merchandising and the Burger King toys. Only then did it kind of find its tone being more childish. And you look at later generations of the game, specifically like after Gen 3 and 4, and it gets very childish. It gets absurdly childish. All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat. Hopefully if they fix that, if they actually put the games on the NSO. I hope they do. I hope they put them on Nintendo Switch Online. We could see nudes for free, but Pokemon costs money. Hopefully they make a new anime that's close to the comics. We need to write this all down. I might bring them into my game since Nintendo won't do it. Yes, please do it. Please bring in... Listen, the leader of Team Rocket is named Giovanni. This is an Italian mobster. Team Rocket is a mob. I'm just going to say it like it is. Team Rocket is a mob. They're the Pokemon mob. They're the Pokemon Mafia, right? And what they do, you could... I'm gonna send you a link to something. I'm going to put a link in this chat, and I might send you this on Discord too, if you want to see it, and if you like Pokemon. And I really enjoyed this. I'm going to try to sell you on this right now. There's a guy, you might not like it because the animation is like it's a fan animation. There's a guy on YouTube who made an anime. He made his own anime of the entirety of the Pokemon Red game. And he included things like the death of the Raticate on the SSN. He put that all into the story, right? And there's not really any talking. At some points, there's text that pops up from the game. So it's kind of like silent, but he has sound effects, he has music, he has remixes of the game's sound effects. And it really plays to the nostalgia. It's a rightful anime of this. I'm going to give you an example of my favorite thing that he does in this, is he has Red go into the Rocket Casino to confront Giovanni and Team Rocket. And he sees them tearing the skulls off the Marowaks, right? He gets really angry. He sends his Pokemon out. He's fighting using his Pokemon. He's actually confronting the Rockets, and he's fighting them. And then it gets to the point where, like, the Rockets Pokemon are holding down, like, his Charmeleon, and then some of the Team Rockets are holding him back. And then they start playing, like, this is going to sound so goofy when I'm saying it, but if you see it, like, you're going to get, like, freaking chills, especially if you grew up with Pokemon and you grew up with Dragon Ball Z. They start playing a remix, a rendition of the Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan 3 music, right? Like, it starts out real slow, and it just starts, like, going through, like, these flashbacks of every time, like, Charmeleon was a Charmander and got, like, beaten in a battle and, like, smacked around this, that, and the other thing. And the music starts building up, and they show the Rockets holding back Red. And they show the Rockets keep holding back the Charmeleon, and they're starting to shake, and the music builds up and builds up and builds up, and they start to scream. And they play, like, the Goku scream from Dragon Ball Z, and they show, like, Charmeleon slowly start to evolve into Charizard. One of the horns starts growing out of the top of its head. All of a sudden, like, his legs get real wide and spread out, and the color changes from red to orange. And then you see, like, fire start to burst out where his wings would be, and there's fire surrounding there, and slowly the fire starts to separate, and there's wings, and they have Charizard evolve into Charmeleon evolve into Charizard as the Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan 3 music is playing. And it is the sickest thing ever. It is the sickest thing ever. All right, I'm going to put that in the chat right now, so please check this out. Please check this out. This is like a 3.5 hour long thing. You don't have to watch all of it, but you know something I'm going to find. He has episodes, and he has, like, the full thing compiled because he was releasing it as episodes. So it's called Pokemon Red Fan Made. And this is a better adaptation than the official one that we got from Nintendo and from Funimation. This is an ad that's playing if you hear that. I'm going to wait till this ad ends, and then I'm going to drop the link for this. It's another ad. Good. Good. All right, here we go. So I'm putting this in the chat. Check this guy out. And then I'm going to find specifically the clip, because he had episodes that he made into a larger thing of the Charizard evolution thing. And I saw these little episodes first, and that's what sold me on the whole series. Where is my stream? There we go. I got YouTube Premium specifically to download video, game music, and listen to in my car. I have YouTube Premium too. This account, though, is my cousin Joey account where I post my streams. So I don't have YouTube Premium on that. But I do have it on my personal account that I don't post my streams. All right, made it to the end of the Nugget Bridge. Another thing that they do in that, I don't want to like ruin too much of it, is they have like a love story with like Red and Misty in there, which they actually did very well. And something else, like he takes like, the guy who made this takes like everything about the old games and he sticks it in there. So something else he stuck in there was, there's some original art for Pokemon Red and Green version, where it shows the main character Red and then the rival who's green in Japan and blue in the US, the Gary Oak character, and it shows a third female trainer. And we never got this third female trainer here. Later on we got Leaf Green, and like they made that female trainer Leaf, and you could choose between Red or Leaf to play as in the Fire Red Leaf Green games, but she was kind of based off that third female trainer. So he adapted that third trainer into the storyline of his Pokemon Red series, which is pretty cool. All right. We got through the Nugget Bridge, and we got a Nugget. I'm just going to heal up my Pokemon before I go through the rest of the route. I might want to catch an Abra. I might save that because it might be a pain in the ass. Having an Abra would be someone good for the team. Nice Psychic type to use. And in Gen 1, Alakazam is great. Though I would have to do a trade to evolve Kadabra into Alakazam. Something else that is cool is the Japanese sprite of Alakazam in this game is different than the US sprite of Alakazam. There's a way to do the Mew glitch here, and I'm not gonna do it yet, but I can do it, and I might just save that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So like I said, the Alakazam sprite is different in the Japanese red version than it is in the US red version. If you look at Kadabra, Kadabra has a star on his head, and that remained in the US one. But Alakazam has a Star of David on his head. Yeah, so interesting. Okay. Oh, geez, I can't fight against a Geodude with him. See, this is why I gotta get my Vaporeon. These rock Pokemon are actually kicking my butt. This is why the people who start with Squirtle and Bulbasaur, like, they really like doing that, but I don't know. I like the game with Charmander. It's Pokemon Red version. Gotta have Charmander. Okay, so, like I said, you can do the Mew glitch here. I'm going to explain the Mew glitch if you don't know the Mew glitch. Or I'm going to even explain it if you do know it. In this game, there is a glitch to get Mew. And what you have to do is you have to initiate a trainer battle. And as soon as the trainer notices you, you have to walk down into frame when the trainer is out of frame. And as soon as the trainer notices you, right before he has the exclamation mark over his head, you have to either fly out of the battle, teleport out of the battle, or do something to prevent the battle from happening. You have like a millisecond before the battle like begins. The trainer notices you and the battle begins. So if you press start, and then if you have an Abra, you can teleport out of the battle. And then if you have a Pokemon that knows fly, you could fly out of the battle. But here in this specific instance, if you have an Abra, and then you take a step down, enter a trainer's vision, press start, teleport out of the battle, you're taken back to a Pokemon Center. Now the thing is, something's weird is going on with the game now, because the game thinks you're in a battle. So if you were to go to press start, it doesn't work, because start doesn't work in a battle. See, I'm pressing start right now, and nothing's happening. Okay, so the game thinks you're in a battle. The only way to get out of this is by entering in another battle. So there's a trainer on this route who has a Slowpoke. And for some reason, the number that Slowpoke has for his special attack, there's no special attack, there's just special in the original Pokemon games. In the later ones, there's special attack, there's special as defense, but the number that a Slowpoke has for his special kind of corresponds to Mew in some way. So you beat the trainer with the Slowpoke, and now you could use start again. Start, the game thinks that you're out of the battle. And you walk up the bridge in which the trainer was on, walk into this area, and then it initiates a battle. And the battle is going to be triggered to be with Mew, who is at level 7 for some reason. I think that also has to do with this coding. And you can catch Mew. Mew, a previously unobtainable Pokemon by glitching the game. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll catch Mew. So I'm not going to do it on this stream tonight. But what I will do is I will save those two trainers on this route. I will not beat them, so that way I can come back and do that on stream. Because Mew has a pretty interesting sprite in this game. He has an interesting sprite because Mew wasn't supposed to be in this game. There was supposed to be Mewtwo, but there wasn't supposed to be Mew. In this game, if you go to the Cinnabar Island Pokemon Mansion, you find these journals, and the scientists talk about how Mew gave birth to Mewtwo. So they talk about this Pokemon Mew, but they never designed Mew. They never designed him. They never envisioned what he would be. They never programmed him into this game because they wanted there to be this secret Pokemon out there to kind of raise questions. And one of the developers, who was a little bit of a trickster, a little bit of a joker, if you will, he once the game was already locked and loaded and ready to send out, he opened up the files of the games. He went back in, and he himself, who was not an artist in the game, drew Mew. He only had a short, tiny bit of memory that he could put Mew on. That's why Mew's so tiny, but he drew Mew. And because he wasn't an artist, Mew looks very much like a fetus in this game. He looks a little misshaped, a little deformed. Very much like a fetus. It's kind of interesting, though, that he looks like a fetus, because he's supposed to be one of the origin of life of the Pokemon. I know later on they made Arceus, who's the Pokemon god, but then there's Mew, who's I don't know if he's supposed to be the first Pokemon. We gotta watch out. This guy has the Slowpoke, so we gotta go around him. Yeah, later on they made Arceus, who's supposed to be the god of Pokemon, and then they had Giratina, who I guess is the devil of Pokemon. They had Dialga, who's in control of space, and then Palkia, who's in control of time. This is all Generation 4 Pokemon lore. They have Lugia, which is the guardian of seas, and they have Ho-Oh, which is the rainbow guardian of good luck or some crap. They have Registeel, Regice, Regirock, which are meant to signify the Stone Age, the Ice Age, I think the Modern Age, Bronze Age, Industrial, I don't know, Steel. They have Groudon and Kyogre, Sky and Land. They have Rayquaza, I guess is supposed to be like balanced. They have Deoxys, which is the DNA Pokemon. Space Virus Deoxys. What else they got? Jirachi, the Wishmaker Pokemon. Yeah, and don't ask me anything about Gen 5 because it's garbage and I hate it. It's the worst Pokemon generation and an abomination and shouldn't have existed. I hate Gen 5. I said it. And I'll say it again every single time I start talking about Pokemon. I have very strong feelings about Gen 5. Maybe I'll do a Gen 5 stream one day and I will go in depth about my hatred for that generation. And why it made me hate Pokemon. Love how this hiker just straight up has these Geodudes, and now I'm taking them down pretty much with ease with Ember. You know, in many ways, this is like when I was playing Pokemon as a child, because I just keep pressing A, and I just memorize which moves to use, and I don't know what anything means. Good. You know, I don't even know what moves my Nidoking even has. I think one of them's Tackle. I think one of them is either Horn Attack or Pin Missile. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up good old Google Translate for me. Look at Oddish's hair. Oddish has some wild hair here. It's like my hair. If it were just a lot longer. I want to see what Pikachu's moves are here. Electric Shock, Noise. Denji is Denjiku Sika. That... Okay. Electric Shock, Noise. Denji is Deniko Sega. Electric Shock, Noise, Electric Shock. Alright, good. Good. I think that's Quick Attack. That was Growl. We're going to see what this move does to Pidgey. Alright, that does a decent amount of damage. Maybe it's Slam. Maybe it's Quick Attack. I don't know. I'm going to see if Google Translate could tell me what this dude's move is. Glaring at the tower. Okay, that ain't it. A glaring light and a howl. I zoom in, I zoom out, and it just changes. Glare at the target. And then I zoom in, it says glare at the tower. I zoom in even more, it says glare, a large bulge. Glare, Tatori, two-piece Zukubari. You know how to translate with your phone. I got the Google Translate lens. I may be using it wrong. I guess I might be using it wrong. Take a pic with Google Lens too. Yeah, I'm using Google Lens to do that, but it just changes. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. We're just going to figure it out. If it doesn't work, then we won't use it. If it works, we use it. Gotta zoom in to get the specific text. I think I have to zoom in, but I can't have other words in it because I think other words change the context for it because it tries to make a sentence out of these things that there shouldn't be a sentence, like glare at the tower. I think that's horn attack or pin needle, pin missile. I don't know. All right, so we're going to go in here and we're going to talk to Bill. And Bill's going to be a Pokemon. And he's going to say, go over to the computer. I'm a Pokemon. No, I'm not. I'm a person. My genes got spliced. Whatever. Can you help me? And he's going to go into his thing. And I might just leave him in here. No, I'm not going to do that. And he's going to come out of the other one. And he's going to give me the ticket to the SSN. All right. Now, when I was a kid, if you look at the back of Bill's house, it's weird. The cave kind of goes indentation. And, like, the kids at school would always talk about Bill's backyard. And, like, oh, dude, in Bill's backyard, if you hack into Bill's backyard, he has, like, a Charizard that's fused with a Blastoise. And he has a Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur all fused together. And it's got the wings of a Charizard and the cannons of a Blastoise and the body of a Venusaur. You know, childhood rumors surrounding this game were like no other. The playground rumors for Pokemon. Alright, so we're going to heal up, and we're going to do Misty. Or should we not do Misty? Because, and I'm going to tell you why, you can get 2 Mews in this area. I'll go on for a few more minutes. Let's see if we can catch a Abra. Let me save up the game before we do this. Let's see if we could catch an Abra. Let's see if we could get 2 Mews. I'm going to try to catch an Abra in the tall grass right over here. You got to watch out for this man. That guy can't see you for you to do this correctly. We're not looking for you. Come on, give me an Abra, give me an Abra, give me an Abra. Nice hair oddish, but again, we're not looking for you. See, that's the hard thing is, like, 1, you have to encounter the Abra. 2, the Abra will try to just use teleport. There we go. Look at that. Look at that badass. Now I gotta throw a Pokeball at it and hope it doesn't run away. Until Abra used teleport. Maybe I should try to paralyze it with Pikachu. But I think it could still teleport if I use paralyze. There we go. Come on, Abra. Oh, level 12, too. This is a strong boy. Get in the Pokeball. Dang it. I'm going to try one more time, and then I'm going to check to see if there are Great Balls at this Pokemart. Not that I know what Great Balls would look like, I just have to hope that... I know Pokeballs are 200 Pokédollars. I'm assuming Great Balls would be like 300, and I'll do my best to have Google Translate not mesh those two things together. All right, another Abra. Let's go. Let's get this. Come on. Level 10. Let's get her. Let's get her done. Yes! We got him! Fellas, get ready for the Mew glitch. Oh, and he's in my party, too. This is so good. We're gonna see this little fetus Mew. I'm just practicing for a second. I gotta save here in case I mess this up. Alright, you ready, guys? Let's see if we can initiate this. I gotta press start as soon as I step down here. Here we go. I did it. And now we have to teleport. There we go. He notices us. And we teleport. Alright, so first things first. We're gonna get the Mew that people don't talk about. The one that you get by battling this swimmer in Misty's gym. Now something about... Oh my god, Horsey looks deformed. Something about this second Pokemon that this guy has. The special stat of this second Pokemon is what allows us to summon Mew. Okay, so it's a Shelder. I hope they didn't change the Pokemon, though. Like, if they change the stats, or if they change the Pokemon, then it won't summon Mew, but we'll see what we get. Also, we gotta not kill the Mew. Alright, start works. So the goal is we paralyze Mew, and then maybe I send my weaker Pokemon in to fight Mew. So we're going to walk up the Nugget Bridge, and the start screen is going to pop up, and then I'm going to press B. Come on, Mew. There he is. Look at him. Mew, Pokemon number 151. Look at that deformed fetus. Alright. I think this is Thunder Wave. There we go. So now Mew is paralyzed. And he has two moves. He has Pound and just Transform, I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm going to switch out to my level 6 Spearow. And I think I'm going to use Peck on him to try to whittle him down. He's paralyzed. He should act like it. Alright, that's fine, because we got a level 3 Rattata. Alright, I think this is Quick Attack. That was Pound that Mew used, I know that. Alright, we're not going to attack him anymore. I'm going to switch out to Pikachu. Now I'm going to start throwing balls at this guy. And let's see if we can catch Pokemon 151 without having 2 gym badges. There we go. That's Mew. We caught him. All right, fellas, let's catch the second Mew now. We're going to do it all over again. And Mew's going to be our first and second Pokemon in the PC. Now, the only issue with doing this is it corrupts your Hall of Fame entry. So if you were to go on the computer and you were to like try to log in for the Hall of Fame, it's going to say that you had like random Pokemon like Diglets or Missing No, and it's going to show weird text is going to show up. Let's just save our game now that we have Mew. Now we're going to do the Mew glitch for the Mew that everyone knows how to get. Alright. There we go. And we're going to teleport again using our handy dandy Abra. So now the glitch has initiated and I can't press start. And it's very important when you do this that you don't walk directly in front of a trainer. There has to be a space between you and the trainer. The trainer has to walk over to you. If the trainer does not walk over to you, then the game freezes. There'll be a question mark that shows up over the trainer's head, and then the game will just freeze. So now we're going to fight the trainer with the Slowpoke. And we can't go directly in front of him. We have to take 1 step up or 2 steps up. And now he's going to walk to us. Alright, there he goes. It's level 17 Slowpoke. We're going to take him down with our Pikachu. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I was playing this game is just, like, test this out. All right, I'm going to use Abra now to fly me back to the beginning of that route. So I would test this out on different trainers and see what the special stat on their Pokemon would trigger. And I found all kinds of things. I found ones that triggered, like, Blastoise and the legendary birds. I found one that triggered Mewtwo. I don't remember exactly what they are, but I remember that they exist in the game, and there's easier ways to trigger it by fighting Dittos and tricking that into triggering whatever Pokemon you want. Okay. So now, what are we going to do? We're going to paralyze him. And we're going to switch Pokemon. And we're going to hope that we can get him in those 8 Pokeballs that we got. That's good. This one isn't putting up as much of a fight as the last one. But I want them both. I want both of the Mews that I can get before Misty. I'm a greedy man. I'm a greedy man. I'm a greedy man. We whittled him down more, too. 6 Pokeballs, come on. Come on, dude. You're paralyzed. You're lower on health. Like, get in the ball. You want me to waste all my money on you, man? Just go in here easy. Go in here nice and easy for me. Oh my god, two Pokeballs left. Can Pokemon be Pokemon Masters? Are you referencing the Pokemon movie where Mewtwo says that he's the Pokemon Master? Alright, we didn't catch him. We didn't catch him. This is why you save. This is why you save. No, Pokemon can't be
Where's the
Pokemon
dog?
Masters. Ah, VHX redeemed. Where's the dog? The dog's on the other couch.
Where's the dog?
I'm going to try this one more time. We're cutting the stream off at 1 a.m. Got 9 minutes left. 9 minutes left, boys. Let's get this Mew. This second Mew. Nick gotten back yet? No, he's still not back. He's on the plane. We're expecting him around 2 a.m. I'm not going to be up at 2 a.m. I got work at 8. Oh, geez, I missed it. I missed it. One more time. One more time. See, I'm getting sloppy. The first one went so smooth, got it on the first try. Now I'm getting sloppy. All right, there we go. Got that. We're going to fly using Abra, or teleport using Abra. Pertrodactylus, thank you. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome on in. We're playing Pokemon Red, Japanese Pokemon Red that I have acquired from the Pink Gorilla booth at my time at TwitchCon. Got Pokemon Red in Japanese, Pokemon Blue in Japanese, Pokemon Gold and Silver, all in Japanese. Pink Gorilla booth was my favorite booth at the TwitchCon. So we're making our way through this game. And I'm doing the Mew glitch right now. Because I want to have 2 Mews before Misty. I got 1. I'm going to do the second one now. I had you followed, but I just checked. Is that wrong? You know what? Let me get you a follow there. Welcome on in. Happy to have you here. Alright, so we beat this guy. And now I'm going to use that Abra that I have to teleport back. And we're going to cross our fingers that this Mew stays in the ball. Because I got the first Mew. Now we're getting the second one. Oh, King of Hades coming in with the raid. Thank you. Thank you very much, King of Hades. I appreciate it. Welcome on in, Raiders. We are playing some Pokemon Red, the original Pokemon Red, the 1995 version, the Japanese version. Now, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Right now, we're doing the Mew glitch. I just started playing this game. I got this game this past weekend at TwitchCon in Vegas from the Pink Gorilla booth, the best booth at the TwitchCon. Hung out there a lot, spent a lot of time there with my cousin Frank, the king of APOC himself. Hail to the king.
Hail to the king, baby.
I cannot read Japanese text. I cannot read Japanese text. Yes, the Mew does look deformed. This is the original Mew. He almost looks like fetus-like. We're doing the Mew glitch to try to catch him. I already caught one of them. We're going to catch the second one, hopefully now. Only thing is I'm dealing with Pokeballs, and I have Pokemon that are pretty much too overpowered to fight him, so I have to deal with these. I have a level 6 Spearow and a level 3 Rattata. But no, I can't read the Japanese text. This is like when I was a child playing these Pokemon games and I couldn't read at all. So I'm just pressing A and seeing what works and what doesn't work and going off my memory of what other people have told me. So we whittled down Mew a good amount. I'm going to start throwing Pokeballs at him. And hopefully we get him this time. I think I have about like 8 Pokeballs. Okay. I'm not sure if Bruce Campbell approves. Bruce Campbell hasn't sued yet. I'm glad that you got the reference. Hail to the king, baby. Was it on the side of the truck like they said back in the 90s? No, I went through my stream and I explained it. What you have to do to trigger the Mew glitch, and I hope I don't have to do this again, I hope he just gets in the ball, is you either have to have a Pokemon who has Fly. Oh, we got him, thank God. You have to have a Pokemon who has Fly or a Pokemon who has Teleport. I didn't mean to do this. And what you have to do is you have to have a trainer off of the screen, right? I'm going to show you the trainer off the screen that I like to go to. There's a few different trainers in the game where you could trigger this, but I think this is the first area where you could fully trigger this. There's a trainer immediately below me right here. So what happens is you have to stand one block to the right. I'm a little bit on the left. You have to step down and press start before the exclamation point icon appears over his head. And then what you do is, I have an Abra. I don't have a Pokemon who could use Fly yet. You use Teleport on the Abra, and that's going to take you back to the Pokemon Center, and that's when the trainer would notice you, and you would see the exclamation mark over his head. Now, the game is going to think that you are in a battle, which means that you can't use the start button. And the only way to get out of this is by entering in another trainer battle with a trainer, but there's a few things you can't do. You can't stand directly in front of the trainer. You have to have at least one space between you and the other trainer. And when you're standing with at least one space between you and the other trainer, then the trainer will walk over to you and will, thank you for the follow, and will initiate the battle with you. Now, once you beat that battle, the last Pokemon that trainer has, whether it be Slowpoke, or a Shelder. There's a Shelder in Misty's gym that you could fight, a trainer with a Shelder as the last Pokemon, and then there's a Slowpoke on the route that you can beat. The special stat of that Pokemon will correspond with a Mew. Well, it'll correspond with anyone if you use any other trainer, but there's a stat number that you want that's going to correspond with that of Mew. And then once you fly out of that or walk out of that battle, gym, whatever, and then re-enter the route in which you flew away from, that's when the start menu pops up on your screen and you press B, and then it'll initiate the battle with Mew. And that's how I was able to get 2 Mews before Misty. Right now my team is a Pikachu, a Charmeleon, a Nidoking. I have a level 6 Spearow, and a level 3 Rattata, and then I have my Abra that I was using for Teleport. I'm not really... Oh, thank you very much for the cheering. I'm not really doing like a catch-em-all type thing. I'm just kind of going through and I'm battling. And I know the team that I want to have as I get through this. Who knows? Maybe I'll have fun doing this, playing the Japanese Pokemon, and I will try to catch them all. But as of now, I'm just trying to battle through this game, play through this game, because I never played through. Look at how deformed Goldeen looks. This is the first iteration of their sprites. I've never played through the Japanese versions of them. I never played through the 1995 versions of the game, so I'm having a good time doing this. Let's see. I gotta catch up on all these chats. Yes, best booth. Let's go. Yes, thank you. Very nice meeting you over there, by the way. I had a great time hanging out at your booth. It was definitely the most entertaining. You had the most amount of stuff at the Pink Gorilla booth. Very fantastic, very friendly team that you had over there. And you know something, my favorite purchases from Vegas were at that booth. Honest to God. Like, Vegas was an expensive place. I went and did a whole rant on all the various things that I spent money on there. But, you know, my big souvenir from the end of this is the games that I got at that booth. So I had a very good time there, as did my cousin Frank, the King of APOC himself. So no, Mew was not on the side of the truck. I come from the same state as Bruce Campbell, good old Michigan. Oh, nice. I did this a couple years ago. Okay. Awesome hearing that. Worked so hard on the booth. It's nice hearing everyone loved it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My brother loved it too. So yeah, it was me, Frank, the King of APOC, and my brother Nick. And, you know, we'd be walking around the con. I'm telling you, we'd be walking around the con, and then like slowly we'd just start to slow down. We're like, oh, we're here again. Well, we got to look. We got to see what's here. And everything that I was like kind of eyeing up, it was a good thing we went on the Friday, because everything I was kind of eyeing up was going. Like, there's a couple things that I was like, maybe I should get this. They had a Ocarina of Time, which I actually don't own the Nintendo 64 version of. And I was like, maybe I'll come back and get that gone. They had two of them. They had two Ocarina of Times, right? They had one that like had a nice, pristine sticker on it. And then they had one that was a little bit more used. And I'm like, maybe, you know, I'll buy this now, come back, we'll see. And then come back again, gone. So it looked like everyone else was enjoying that too, that booth over there. But yeah, some really cool stuff over there. My favorite Vegas purchase was also the booth. Actually, grabbed myself a Famicom copy of Final Fantasy. Been looking for that forever. Oh yeah, I remember both those selling. Yeah, I remember that too. All right, we beat Misty. There we go. We're making it through this game. I think we got about a little over 4 hours on us now. Shocked that not a single copy of Mario Kart 64 sold. It was wild to me. Usually that game sells immediately. Was that one of the games that was in English or Japanese? Because I remember for a fact seeing the Japanese versions of Mario Kart. Something that I thought was interesting that I never knew before that Frank went on to explain to me is that the Japanese games are typically cheaper than the US releases. And I saw that myself with these Pokemon games. They were like $15 each. I was so shocked to see Pokemon games at such a low price. But yeah, I saw some copies of Mario 64 that you guys had there, the Japanese copies, and two different cover arts to them. Frank explained that to me was because they released one version and then they released an updated version, which is pretty cool for that. Oh, it was an English version of Mario Kart 64. That's crazy. It was so weird. Didn't know if any of the Japanese ones sold, though. I think the issue with that, and I definitely would have bought in the Japanese ones, but like I think you need to have a Japanese N64, or I was talking to some people at the booth that were telling me about modding the N64s, removing screws or something to play those games. Using a Game Shark is another way. I don't have a Game Shark for it, and honestly, you know, if I bought something, I didn't want to mess around with it and take the screws off it, so I wasn't going to do that. But it's interesting to see that, and it would be cool to have. Like those games are a nice. I mean, these games that I got already, it's a nice souvenir from my time in Vegas. It's a nice way of remembering that. All right. Charmeleon grew a level. So we're powering through right now. I'm going to be slowing down because it's a little after 1 a.m. Helps is a very easy mod to pull off, removing 2 pieces of plastic inside the system. I got to do my research and look more into it, but you know something? If I feel comfortable doing it, and I go to the next TwitchCon, and you guys are there with Pink Gorilla, then I'm picking up those Japanese games. Something about the Japanese text and on the cover art too is pretty cool. I like that a lot. It looks like authentic. And looks like it's cool because it's not something that we have over here that you see every single day. Like I was looking at the cover art for this Pokemon Red game, and I was like, this would be amazing if this were on a shirt, where it's the Charizard spitting the fire up, and it just says Pokemon Trainer Red Edition with the Japanese text. So cool. I stay away from Vegas. The only thing bring back is STDs. Yeah, if you do Vegas, if you do Vegas a certain way. We didn't do it that way. I will tell you that. We did not do it that way. I had a whole spiel on how we did Vegas earlier on in the stream. We did a lot of the rides. We stayed in the New York hotel. We went on the roller coaster that was on there. Me and my brother did zip lining down on Fremont Street. We went to the Stratosphere. We did the 2 rides there, the Space Needle ride, and then going off the side of the building on that little like coaster thing. Sweet. If we happen to have N64 at the booth, Pink Gorilla does the mod beforehand. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are great. So yeah, TwitchCon was a good time. I had a good time. My brother had a good time. Frank had a good time. I don't know if it's always going to be in Vegas or not. I don't know if it was in Vegas for the past few years. That was my first TwitchCon. I actually started this Twitch stream because of TwitchCon. Like, I knew nothing about Twitch. Frank goes to me, he goes, you want to come to TwitchCon? It's in Vegas. I'm like, I want to go to Vegas. I don't know anything about this Twitch guy. You gotta enlighten me. I gotta immerse myself in this whole Twitch thing going on, because I'm not too familiar with that. And I'd been a casual video game player, playing mostly Nintendo games and consoles. My only 2 non-Nintendo consoles being the Xbox 360 and the PS4. So he's like, hey, come on some of my streams. We did a Mario 64 stream because I love that game. We did Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm like, I think I like this Twitch guy. Let's set me up with this. I want to do this myself. So we got all the gear here myself in my basement, and here we are. I've been streaming. I've been loving it. I do it with my brother when he comes down here. He's not here right now. He left Vegas, and rather than going home with us, he had to go to a work trip, and he ended up in Denver. So he's coming in. Maybe in another hour his plane lands down over here. Yeah, we'll beat these trainers on this route. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do switch training to level up my Abra here. Because we need Abra to have some more moves other than just teleport. Frank says it varies year to year, different cities. Yeah, because, you know, Vegas was cool, and I'm glad I got to experience it. It was just a lot of money on a lot of different things. A lot of different things that you wouldn't even think that you'd be spending money on. Very expensive, very expensive. I'm glad I did it, though. Good experience. Who's picking him up? He's probably going to get an Uber back, because everyone in this house is probably already asleep except for me. I'm a little surprised that my mom hasn't yelled downstairs, "You got work tomorrow! Where's the dog?" But, you know, something, you got a nice chat going on. I feel the adrenaline going. I was able to get 2 Mews. Oh, I hear footsteps now. We're probably going to have to be putting a pin in it soon. Maybe I'll do 1 battle. We got Alex RTG Witcher Gamer. Yo, welcome on in. First time chatter, Alex. We're playing some Pokemon tonight. We're playing some Pokemon Red 1995 Japanese version. my first playthrough of this specific iteration of the Pokemon franchise. I've played through Red version before, but I played through the US version, and there are differences. Oh, they got a Pikachu. Alright. I'm trying to keep a team of people at the same levels. I'm going for having Charizard, Nidoking, Pikachu, which I'm eventually going to evolve into Raichu. We're working on the Abra. We're going to make him an Alakazam. I know I have to do a trade for that, but thankfully I have 2 games and a link cable. Got to get an evolution in there. I'm going with Vaporeon. Playing the OG Pokemon game. Oh, you're playing it. Which one are you playing? Are you playing like Red as well? Japanese versus US, which one you like more? I'm gonna lean towards US because I had that, but growing up, and I think you're always gonna skew towards what is nostalgic for you. They're very close. There are differences, though. There are differences being like the sprites. Like the sprites that we have aren't these sprites. The back sprites are the same, but the front sprites are a little bit different. Okay, so it looks like our Nidoking is asleep. Wow, this guy's kind of kicking our butt. All right, we're gonna taking out Charmeleon. Blue version, then red version. I see. Okay, now the thing is, in Japan, they had red version and green version, and that came out in 1995. And then about a year or two later, they came out with a remastered version, which is their blue version. Now, their blue version is what our red and blue version in the US is based on. So, their blue version has the updated sprites. Their red and green version has the old sprites. Our red and blue have the updated sprites that are seen in their blue version. He must be using, like, Confusion or something like that, because he's hitting with some hard attacks. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, the steps upstairs are pretty heavy. That might be Nick, who's upstairs now. I think that is him. Oh, I didn't mean to paralyze this Butterfree. I'm trying to catch all 251 Pokemon and breed for a shiny Pokemon. Oh, okay, so you're playing Gold and Silver as well. What shiny are you going for? You know, I think I might die over here. I don't know if my Pokemon are strong enough to face another 2 trainers. So you know what? We're going to stick a pin in it for tonight. I'm going to come back in, and we'll continue playing this off at some point. Thank you all for coming, hanging out. Appreciate chatting with you guys. Thank you for the raiders coming in. Nice meeting you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, first-time chatters. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. Nice, nostalgic stream. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you all over to my cousin Frank, the king of APOC himself. And I hope you all have a good night. See you guys hopefully on another stream very soon. Hopefully by then I'll be accompanied by Nick, maybe Frank, and Giancarlo. See ya.